Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dan's Tutorials. Today we're going to take a look at how we can declutter our iPhone photo library with CleanMyPhone. This is a new app by MacPaw. They're the developers of CleanMyMac and SetApp. Let's take a look at how this app can help us declutter our photos. We're going to be looking at this on the iPhone, although it is also available on the iPad. Now, before we dive into today's video, if you like the video, make sure that you do like it and subscribe to my channel. And also, you may want to share it with other friends. You can also watch till the very end, and I'll share a little bit more about myself and how you can help support my efforts in bringing these videos to you. All right, let's get back over to CleanMyPhone. Let's go over to my iPhone. So I have CleanMyPhone on my home screen here. Let's go ahead and tap on it to open it up. Now this is going to be a fresh install, so you're going to actually see how you set this up. Let's go ahead and tap on it to open it up. First thing that we need to do is we need to tap on Continue here. Now from here, what we need to do is we need to give it access to our photos. Now you don't have to worry about them uploading your photos. Everything that is done with CleanMyPhone is done on your phone. So everything is private, everything is secure, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, it does not have access to your hidden album. So if you have photos in your hidden album, it will not see those as well. But everything is done on the iPhone itself. So what I usually do is I will give it full access. Now what it wants to do is it wants to send you notifications. When you allow notifications, what it'll do is it'll remind you to scan your photos every once in a while. So what does this app do? Well, the first thing that it'll do is it'll help us declutter our photos. Basically, what it's going to do is it'll take a look at the photos that are duplicates, maybe they're blurry, and then what you're able to do is compare them with the original photo if it's duplicate, or you can just look at the blurry one and decide if you want to delete it. So it's just going to use AI locally on your iPhone, and then it'll help you declutter. Also, what it'll do is it'll help you organize your photos. So what do I mean by this? Well, it's going to take a look at your photos and organize them by category. So you could have your pets videos. We have cats, so you're going to see I have a cats album in here, or it's going to have a cats category. It may have a travel category. We're able to select photos by date or even location, and then we can easily go through those. So if you take a lot of photos when you're on a vacation, what you can do is just select those photos and look at them to help you organize them. So that's what organize. Declutter helps you declutter, organize helps you organize them. And then it also does have a network speed tool in there. So basically you can check what your network speed is. So those are the three things that it'll help us do. In addition to that, what we can do is we can tell a photo that it is sensitive, which means that the next time it does a scan, it's going to skip by that. So maybe there's a photo in there that you don't want to have to keep telling it not to delete. Well, if you mark it as sensitive, basically what you're doing is you're telling CleanMyPhone to ignore that photo, so it will no longer be in any lists. And that's basically how it works. So you're going to see down here at the bottom, we basically have four options. This here is the settings. So here's our declutter. Here's our organize, and then here's our network speed tests. So we just select what we want to do. Now with each one of these organize and declutter, in addition to helping us organize our photos, delete them, you can also enhance them, favorite them, and even add them to an album within your Photos app, and you can share them. So you can see it can be a great benefit to helping you organize your photos. So let's go ahead and take a look at these individually here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at declutter. So I'm just going to tap on scan here. It's going to scan my photos. It's going to take a while the first time, especially if you have thousands of photos. It might take a long time. If you don't have that many photos, it won't take that long. And then with any subsequent scans, you can do subsequent scans when you add more photos. It doesn't take that long at all because it's only scanning your newer photos. So now it is done scanning. You're going to see I have two different categories here for decluttering. I have duplicates, and then I also have screenshots. Now, in some cases, what you might have are other photos. Maybe they're going to be blurry. You'll see blurry in there, and you can select those photos to delete them. This is basically where you can easily delete your photos. It doesn't necessarily help you organize them. It helps you delete them. So let's go ahead and tap on duplicates here and see how this works, how it can help us dedupe our photos. So I tap on duplicates, and now I'm looking at all of my duplicates. Now, before we go and look at this, you're going to see that we have 3 dots up here. When I tap on that, I am able to sort by date, by size, show the file type, and the file size. You can see that it has a file type and the file size there. And then I can also use a square layout. I'm just going to leave it at the default settings. So the way that this works is, with duplicates, you're going to see multiple check marks there. If you have 3 duplicates, or I should say you're going to see 3 circles there, a few of them may have check marks in it. So we have 2 photos here because there's 2 circles, and it's going to delete one of them because there's a check mark there. That's basically how it works. You can just kind of go through here and look at your photos. Now, if you want to get a closer look at them, you can do that as well. You just tap on it, and now you get a closer look at that photo. From here, what I'm able to do is view the metadata. I can save it. Remember how we can save it so it doesn't show in here again? That's basically what that does. And then we also have our check marks down here. So I'm going to tap to get out of that help screen. We also have enhance. I can enhance it. I can also add it to an album, and then I can favorite the photos. So we can use organizing tools within cluttering, decluttering as well. So I'm going to tap to get out of there. All right, let's first go and show the metadata. I like to show the metadata. So you tap on the eye. And now we can see we have our metadata here. Now, right now I'm looking at 2 photos. I found 2 photos that are duplicates. So if I swipe, all I have to do is just swipe to the left or right here. It goes to the 2 different photos. How do I know it went to the 2 different photos? Well, the metadata may change here, maybe one of them smaller, and then also you're going to see that the check marks will change. So right now I'm looking at the one that it wants to duplicate, or I'm sorry, the one that it wants to delete because it has a check mark there. And when I swipe back, now I'm looking at the one that it wants to keep. So basically what we can do is we can compare our photos just by swiping. Now we have to swipe within this area here. If you want to go to the next photo, then what you do is you swipe from the edge and it'll take you to the next photo. So I'm okay with this photo here. Let's go and take a look at the next one. So I'm going to swipe from the edge here, and then I'm looking at the next photo. And again, we have 2 of them here. I can see my metadata. I swipe within this area here, and I can go between them. Look at the circles down at the bottom. I'm just swiping there. I'm okay with what it's going to do with that one. So now I just go over to the edge here and swipe. And I'm looking at the next photo. Again, I just swipe to look at them. I like what it found there. It's going to delete that one, so I just go to the edge and swipe. So that's basically how we go through these. Now, in addition to that, what you are able to do is enhance these photos. It's much like the Enhance on the Photos app. Basically, what you'd want to do is you'd want to make sure that you do this with the photo that you're going to keep. So I'm going to keep this photo here. So I just go and tap on Enhance, and it's enhancing it, and now it is enhanced. So I have to tap on Save here to save it. It's going to save it to the Photos library, and it's going to delete this one here. So now I just go to the edge and go to the next one. So you can kind of see, let's go ahead and enhance this one. You can kind of see how it's pretty easy to go through your photos, at least your duplicates here, and keep the ones that you want to keep and delete the other ones. You just go through and swipe them. Now this one here looks like it's an exact duplicate, so I'm just going to delete both of them here. Now why did it show up there? Because I have this one favorited. So let's go ahead and unfavorite that one. Apparently I had it favorited in the Photos app. I'm going to go back to the other one and favorite that one, the one I want to keep. So this is the one I want to keep, so I favorite this one. So now, by doing that, I'm keeping the enhanced one, I'm favoriting that one, I'm deleting that one, and both of these are going to be deleted. So all I'm doing is just kind of going through and swiping and deciding what I want to do with them. Now, if you find one, let's go ahead and go to the next one. If you find one that you would like to put into an album, all you have to do is just tap on this. All of your Photos albums will come up, and then you can easily add it to an album. You don't have to go into the Photos app or anything like that. But it does work with the Photos app, so it will put it into an album within your photos. And then if you want to share it, you can tap on the share icon, and then you can share it via the share sheet. So this makes it really easy to go through your photos and dedupe them. So when you are done, you just tap on the X here, and all you have to do is just tap on Clean. Let's go ahead and do that, and it's going to clean all of those photos. So I'm going to delete this for all participants, and we can see what it did there. It deleted 16 photos. I just cleaned up 155 megabytes. Let's go ahead and tap on Continue. We have screenshots here, so we can go through each one of these categories. So now I go through here, and I can just select which ones I want to delete. You can see that they're all selected here. If I want to keep any of them, I tap on it, and then I can keep it. And when you are done, you just tap on the X again, and then you tap on Clean. It deletes them, and now I've just cleaned out another 140 megabytes. Now, what it does is it actually puts them into the deleted folder within the Photos app. So let's say you wanted to pull one of these back. You can do that. All you have to do is just go back over to your Photos app, and then you'll go over to your deleted albums, recently deleted here, and then all of those are going to be in there, and you can select them to save them or recover them. That's what Apple calls it, as a recover. So when it deletes them, it's not permanently deleting them. It's just moving them over to the Photos album, the recently deleted. All right, let's go back over to CleanMyPhone. You can see they're kind of making this like CleanMyMac. If you're familiar with CleanMyMac, it helps you clean your Mac, it declutters it, but it has a number of other tools with it. They have stated that they're going to be adding more tools to this as well. So they're kind of making a brand out of this. All right, let's go ahead and tap on CleanMyPhone. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how we can organize. So now what we do is we go down here to Organize. All right, now before we tap on Scan here, what you may want to do is select what photos you want to scan. We can see we have from the last week, we have the last month, and then I can also create a custom filter. So if you have a lot of photos, what you may want to do is take a look at this on a weekly basis. Now this is my demo phone, so I don't have a lot of photos, a lot of recent photos on here. So what I'm going to do is go actually over to Custom Filter here. And when we go to Custom Filter, not only are we able to select by date, but we can also select by location. So if you went somewhere recently, what you're able to do is tap on location. It's going to look at the location of all your photos. You can tap on that location and then just look at those photos. So you're not going to be looking at all of your other photos. You just want to organize your photos from a specific location. And again, you can do the same thing by going to date. You can look at them from a specific date. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select them all, because I don't have a lot of photos on here. So I tap on Select All, and then I tap on Scan. So we can see that they're all selected. Tap on Scan, it's scanning those, and once it scans those, I'm going to have a number of different categories, all based on AI. Again, this is all done locally on your iPhone. So there are my categories. So we have some travel photos here. I also have pet photos, and then I have portraits, I have food photos, and then I have photos with text. So I can look at any one of these categories. You may have other categories in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at travel here. Now, when we tap on this, if you remember with Declutter, what we're able to do is look at our duplicates. Well, if we look here, you're going to see we have similars. And then we also have unique. So it's not going to find exact duplicates, but what it's going to do is it's going to find photos that are similar. Or it's going to find them that are unique. They're not similar to anything else. And then you may want to delete those. So let's go ahead and take a look at similars first. So we have it tapped. And what I'm going to do is take a look at this photo here. When I do, we can see that we have 3 photos that it found similar to it. Now, none of them are checked, so it's not going to delete any one of these by default. But it does make it easy for me to swipe and go through them, and then I can check which ones I want to delete, if I want to delete them at all. So I swipe, and I swipe. Yeah, they're all similar. Actually, it looks like this one may be a duplicate. So let's go ahead and check mark this, because I don't want to have that one. And now if I go to the edge here again, guess what it's going to do? Swipe, it's going to go to the next photo. So here we have 3 photos that are similar. So I just swipe. Looks like I took a landscape, and then there's one with trees. Now what I would like to do is I'd just like to keep all of these. So I'm not going to check any one of these here. I go to the edge here, swipe. Goes to the next photo. This is in Arizona, and I can swipe through here. It looks like I have a duplicate there. There are similar ones there. And then I'm able to select which one I would like to delete. Now, in addition to that, you're going to see we still have the same tools. I can view the metadata. I can enhance it. I can add it to an album. And then, of course, I can also favorite it. And then if I don't want it to show up in this again, maybe I want to keep this photo, don't analyze this photo. I just tap on the little eye here, and then the next time I scan a photo, it is not going to add it because this is called sensitive. And then, of course, I can always share it. So basically, you just kind of go through and select the photos you want. As you can see, I'm a little closer. So let's go ahead and get rid of this one. So I just check mark it, and now it's going to get rid of that one. So I can easily just go through my photos here and figure out which ones I want to delete. And when I tap on the X in the upper right-hand corner, I tap on clean here, and now what it'll do is it'll delete those 5 photos. Let's take a look at unique. Now, unique is a little bit different. These photos are not related to any other photo, but the AI has determined that maybe they're not great photos. I'm not exactly sure how they're determining that, but basically what you're able to do here, maybe that's a little dark. So if I wanted to delete it, I can tap on it and it'll delete it. Or what I could do is enhance it. We'll see what it looks like when it's enhanced. Doesn't look that great, so let's go ahead and cancel that, and we're just going to delete that. I go to the edge here and swipe over to go to the next photo. I'm going to keep that one. We'll keep that one. This one I'm not too fond of, so I'm just going to check mark it, and we'll go to the next one. This one I'm not too fond of. Let's go ahead and check mark it. And then once you go through all of your photos, again, you just tap on clean, and it'll delete those photos. Now the last one here, the last option, is really just more or less a speed test. So when we go here to network, what it's going to do is it's just going to test the speed of your network. To be honest with you, I'm really not sure why this is added in there, but maybe it's part of that whole Clean My Mac kind of thing. They are adding more features to this, or they plan on adding more features, so maybe this is the first one. It's going to be kind of like a Swiss Army knife to help you clean your iPhone. I believe they're going to be adding other types of documents to help you clean. So maybe this is just a step in that direction. It is kind of nice just to see what your speed is. So that's basically all that does. And then over here we have our settings, and there are a couple of nice settings in here. First of all, I'm able to view my sensitive photos. So here are the photos that I marked as sensitive. Basically, these photos here are not going to be shown when I do a scan. I have decided that I want to keep these. I don't want to show them in a scan. If you want to turn them off, you have to go to the photo and then just select that sensitive eye to turn that off. The eye is up here in the upper right-hand corner when you're looking at a photo. We also have our photo metadata, all that metadata that is shown. What we're able to do is select what we want to see here. Now, what I did on my personal phone is I turned off the name, because I don't name my photos, so I turned off the name. I don't need the extension. Well, I'll leave the extension. I like to see if it's HEIC or anything like that. The type, the size, the dimensions, date created. I don't use captions, so I turn that off. I do like to see which camera, and I like to see a map, and if it's in an album, and if it's modified. So this is the metadata that it's going to show. So when I go back and we go over here to Declutter, actually we'll go to Organize here. We'll scan it. Every time you have to scan it in case we've added new photos. Doesn't take that long. And once it scans it and we look at a photo, let's go ahead and take a look at this. When I tap on the eye here, you're going to see that I now have the type. We can see the size, what camera it was taken with, and it doesn't have the name and it doesn't have the caption because I set that up in the settings. All right, let's go back over to the settings. There's a couple other settings in here. We also have sounds, so if you want to have your sounds, and we have notifications. So that is basically how CleanMyPhoto, CleanMyPhone works. It is not only 4 photos. Right now it's only 4 photos, but like I said, they do plan on adding other features to it. So that is a look at CleanMyPhone from MacPaw and how it can help you organize your photos. So if you found this video helpful, you may want to like the video or even subscribe to my channel. You may even want to share this video with friends and family who could benefit from this. Maybe you have someone that you know that takes a lot of photos. This could benefit them. Also, what you can do is you can help support my efforts. I do have about 400 videos on YouTube, but I have over 2,000 of them on my website, dancetutorials.com. I've been doing this a lot longer than I've been working with YouTube. So I have a lot more videos on my site, dancetutorials.com. In addition to that, what you can do is you can become a member of the site. When you do, you're helping support a small business. I work out of an office in the corner of my house. You're also going to get all of the videos ad-free, so I take out all the ads on the videos. I have an AI assistant that is trained to act like an Apple genius, so it'll be able to help you when you have questions on your iPhone, your Mac, or even your iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV, and possibly the Apple Vision Pro. It's a little sketchy with that yet because there's not a lot of information on that. In addition to that, you also can register for any one of my online classes or webinars. I do host those on a regular basis. Usually it's about 3 a month. So if you like what you see here, there's a way that you could help support my efforts. It'd be greatly appreciated. And again, you are helping out a small business. Okay, so done with that. If you want to declutter your photos, take a look at CleanMyPhone. You can download it from the App Store. It's available on the iPad and it's available on the iPhone. And basically what it'll do is it'll just help you declutter all of your photos. It's pretty easy to get a lot of photos these days. So I found this to be a pretty good tool to help me keep my photos organized. They do have a free trial, so you can try it out. And when you download it, you actually get a very limited use with it. But if you want to try it out, you can also get a 7-day free trial. So that is CleanMyPhone for the iPhone and, of course, for the iPad.